So hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
I'm Lean.
I'm B.
I'm Sage.
And I'm Abe, and we are Thank You, I'm Sorry.
And we have some questions to say about the upcoming album, Growing in Strange Places. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you guys feel about the response to the announcement so far?
So good. It's been so exciting. People seem really stoked for it. I don't know. It's been so cool.
Hell yeah. The album rocks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like I said, it comes out tonight, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Big. Hell yeah. So is there
Yeah.
any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
So the title, I mean, the whole record is really about like self-growth and like all of these feelings and things that come along with it. I kind of, there was this like quote, this is so cheesy, but there's this quote that I like really loved in high school, and it was like, grow where you're planted or something like that. And I knew I kind of wanted to do something like off of that. And then I know B and I were talking about it. I think the title was B's idea.
Yeah, we kind of had like a little sesh during like recording. We're like, what are we naming this record? And I was like working on like a art project or something, and I had the vision of like vines or something growing out of a TV, and like the phrase "growing in strange places" popped in my head, and I just kind of kept it in my noggin, and I said it during that practice, and it stuck.
Yeah. And then with the art, it was the same thing like with the TV. And just kind of like, I don't know, it's something to do with screens. Like we have like the song Chronically Online, just the way that my life is lived perpetually staring at a screen as I am right now. And we knew we wanted to kind of include that a little bit, but also like just our own aesthetics as people and as a band, like focuses a lot on like natural like aspects, like lots of plants and animals and things. And we asked my friend Leah Wenzinski to do the art because she's incredible at everything she does, and she like just took the vision and ran with it and made it perfect.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Love
yeah.
that.
Awesome.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Yeah, this one switched up a lot from our previous stuff. It used to be, I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat meowing.
No,
You're
you're
good.
good.
It used to be that I would just like write a song and bring it to the band, and then we would like pretty quickly flesh it out. That was how it was. I mean, Malta House was just me, and then I'm Glad You're Friends was pretty like rush process, like make them full band right now. This one, it would be like sometimes I would write a song and bring it to the band. Sometimes Abe would write a song and bring it to the band, and we'd write over that, and we all really got to workshop it together. It was so much more collaborative, and it was so fun.
Was there any sort of like, so first record was all you, second record you were like rushing to do the full band, so this is the first time where you like have the full band with you. What was it kind of like bringing them into your writing process? Was there any sort of difficulty with that on your end?
No, I mean, I feel like we really got all that out with friends. And I mean, like when we were recording I'm Glad We're Friends, it was pre-pandemic. We didn't know the pandemic was going to happen. We were really rushing to put it out so we could start touring.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the pandemic hit, and then we were all like, oh, we could have spent a bit more time on that. Like, I don't know, made it a little bit more. But I feel like by the time we got to the point we were working on by the time we got to the point we were working on Growing in Strange Places, we all really wanted it to be that collaborative process, and it felt really easy to just go right into that. I don't know if y'all have different insight into that, or
I mean, I enjoyed when you lived here briefly, and we were practicing like every week, and that was kind of like the grunt work of like kind of laying down everything we were doing for this record. And it was just nice to hang with everyone.
yeah.
And I think with the process too, because like a lot of like I'm Glad We're Friends songs started out as just like Lean's solo stuff at the time. So a lot of those songs it was almost like we were coming into it as in, okay, what would this sound like as a full band experience, rather than going through like, because what we did with this new album is like a lot of it's like we built, like a lot of it was still like Lean writing songs, but there was a lot more intentionality in the beginning where we would like add our own twist to it, especially with Abe being in the band and being the person who produces it too, having like their insight from the beginning in terms of writing and song crafting and whatnot, I think really lent itself to like the process being pretty smooth, I would say. I mean, it was kind of just like a natural progression for us. We were like a band, we were all ready to go, and then like the process was just a lot different. Like there was songs I recorded on I'm Glad We're Friends that I didn't even really know what they sounded like when I played the drums. I was like, okay, I guess I'll do this. We'll see how it goes, you know.
Yeah.
And then they ended up sounding completely different. But this time I felt like we all kind of were part of the process of it going through. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we actually got to like demo everything out and then sit with the demos and be like, what do we want to change? What do we want to keep? So.
Oh yeah.
So, what song off this album took longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
I don't know about writing. I'm a really like I feel like for writing we're pretty quick. Like when I'm writing like like the beginnings of a song, it like word vomits out of my brain. And then I'm like, it's done. Like I always, if I'm writing a song, I will write it in like 1 or 2 sessions and then it's done. And then I feel like for just about everything, like I've like shown it to y'all and y'all have been so on it and it's done within like a day or 2.
Oh my God.
There was no
Yeah,
song where you guys just like couldn't crack it as a band. Everything just worked out.
I feel like Abe would be the one to know because Abe is the one who
Yeah,
like,
there
worked
were
on all of
a
them.
couple, but like it's not so much like it wasn't like writing the songs, it was more of just like recording them and like making them sound the way that I thought they should sound. So like specifically, I think Mirror Guy, I re-recorded guitars 4 times on. Like I tracked them, finished them. I was like, no, this doesn't feel right. And then I did that one 4 times. And Autonomy Shop I did 3 times. But with Autonomy Shop I did it 3 times, and then I went back to the original guitars I recorded the first time. But,
Ridiculous.
But
Yeah, the
besides
working
that, it's
title-
pretty easy.
The working title of Mirror used to just be Mirror Guy.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
it's still
funny.
Mirror Guy in my brain.
We
I
still-
will
I know,
always call it
same.
Mirror Guy.
It's funny because it's like when we write out set lists, we still sometimes write out like our demo name for it. Because whenever I see Head Climbing, I'm like, what is that one again? Like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Angie, or not Angie.
Angie.
Riot. We call it
Angie.
Angie, yeah.
Angie.
Oh yeah, Autonomy Shop was Angie.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. My personal favorite on the record might be Head Climbing. Just because it's so different than anything else we've done. It was really fun.
I
So
liked
true.
Head Climbing because we live tracked that one, which was really fun, and I think it really adds to like the vibe of what that song sounds like. I like a lot of them. I really like the opening track for this record, Backyard. I think I don't know, it's kind of like a mix of like everything we've done so far, and it kind of just like opens up the record to like all the new things that we're doing.
Yeah, I would say like my personal favorite's probably Train Car. I love I think I mean I love all the songs, but I think like lyrically Colleen like really nailed that one. And like in like the sort of moodiness of the song like really plays into it. And also Abe like wrote this amazing interlude thing that like comes in before, and it just like really like I don't know, that moment of the record feels very powerful to me, at least.
I also think Train Car is my personal favorite.
Oh yeah. All right. So how'd the tracklist for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer, just shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
I never write like an album as an album. Like I knew I was writing for LP2, or I guess this is LP3. I consider this like our second record because it's our second record full band, but I'm like, no, this is our third one. But I never write them like this one is going to be the opener and then it'll go into this one. Like I'm very just like I write whatever comes out. And I think that's why this record ended up being so eclectic is I just like grew up a lot, went through a lot of change, and I wanted to experiment with a lot of different things. And that's like why we ended up with this record that's all over the place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we really had to work to find a way to sequence it where it felt like the songs flowed into each other right because it was so eclectic.
I think like if I could be remembering wrong, but I think like Backyard was the only song where we wrote it. We're like, oh, this sounds like an opener. But I
Yeah.
think the
Mm.
rest of the ones was definitely like we just kind of discussed it and kind of thought about the flow. But like Lena's right, and where it's like it's really eclectic and kind of hard sometimes because there's so many different vibes that we kind of had to like almost like parse the album off with like different vibes, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
kind of had the more
It's like
traditional
movement.
like two rock songs kind of at the beginning, but we also have like a slow core moment like with Train Car, and
Yeah.
but then there's like Head Climbing, and then we have like Brain Empty. So I guess that kind of there's obviously oddballs in there, but it seemed like Train Car or not Train Car, Backyard was really the only one that we wrote and we're like, this is sounds like an opener.
Mhm.
And it was kind of, I think it was like one of the first things actually the first thing we recorded for this project too. And it was fun because we like set out a mic outside and recorded some kids playing, which you can hear in the background. But like that was in like a sample like from some random library. Like we recorded that ourselves.
Yeah.
But
Shout
yeah,
out kids in Abe's Alley.
Shout out.
Shout out.
thanks to all the kids.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were like trying to record, and then we were like, "Oh, there's these kids running around." And we had a moment where we like looked at each other and we were like, "There's kids running around. We could use this."
It goes with the lyrics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, would you guys be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
So when we started working on this, I had just moved back to Minneapolis. I didn't super want to, but the pandemic had started. I didn't really have many other places to go, and Bee's dad offered me their guest room for free, and I was like, I would love to not pay rent. I'll move back to Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
So I did. And yeah, it was like me kind of. So I had like lived in Minneapolis like right after I turned 18. I moved to Minneapolis the day I graduated high school, and I was there for 9 months, and then I moved back home, and I was kind of saw Minneapolis as this like failed attempt at adulthood, and like just learned a lot of lessons very quickly. And so coming back just like brought a lot of those feelings up, like running back into the people that I didn't really want to be seeing, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And then also this feeling of like I had to move in with my bassist, like into my bassist dad's house. Like, what is my life? And then as like we were working on the writing more, like I met my partner and we fell in love immediately and
No.
moved in together after a month of dating. And just like very like into like a very like stable like long-term relationship. We're still together. We live in Seattle together now, 3 years
Hell yeah.
later. So that's like where the song Parking Lots came from, was like having this really stable, sweet relationship. And then some of the songs that get a little bit sweeter again, like As I Should Be, and even Autonomy Shop, not necessarily sweet, but these like kind of moments of reflecting and realizing like I do deserve good things. I deserve to be happy. Like good things can in fact happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anybody else got anything to add?
I mean, I think it's interesting because, this album has been in works for a really long time. So it's almost like I feel like, at least for me personally, I can't speak for the whole band, but it feels like during that time, my headspace has changed. Like it was just I don't know. It was like we were just about to do our first tour together. And, when we were kind of writing this, I think so. I mean, it was around that same time. But like
No, it wasn't.
my life is so, at least for me personally, so different when we started recording that till now. It's almost like I have like a different appreciation and for it now. But what were you saying, B?
No, I was saying, yeah, it was literally like everything shut down like 2 weeks before we were supposed to leave for our first tour together.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
exactly. So it's just like since that time when we've been working on this record, and we've been sitting on it a long time. So it's just kind of like it feels like, I'm excited to put it out, but like I think my headspace personally was very different then than it is now. But
Yeah. It is definitely funny. Like I wrote a lot of those songs when I was 21 through 22, and now I'm 24, and that's
yeah,
big growth happens
Yeah.
between
Yes.
22 and 24. And sometimes like I definitely feel this when I listen to like the first few records, and I'm like, this sounds like a 19-year-old. Like yeah, for sure, this is written by 19-year-old me. And I am starting to feel that way about this record. That's okay.
Fair enough. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your heads, I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less. All 4 you have to do it. 3 words each, 12 total.
Eclectic. I'm taking that one now, so none of you can use it. Eclectic. Angry.
Okay.
Fun.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I would say loud, unapologetic, and ooh, I was locking in with those first 2, but the last one,
This one's always a stumper.
Yeah.
I want to say like dancey.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right.
Down. Yeah.
I would say cathartic, rockin'. It rocks. That's what I'm
Ooh,
saying.
rockin'.
And I mean, I guess introspective.
Ooh. Hang
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, 3 words.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice vocab.
Thank you.
I would say so just because it's like we kind of started writing this like pretty much like 3 years ago at this point. Nostalgic, personally.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very turbulent. It goes up and down a lot.
No, that's a good aspect.
And I think maybe like bittersweet. Like it's got like it's hopeful, but it's depressing, but it's hopeful, you know.
Damn,
Yeah.
Abe.
I like that.
Yeah,
It was
words.
great.
Cooking with that.
And coming in last, that's hard too. You know, we already took all the words from you.
Exactly.
I had the
All
most
the
time
words
to
in the
think about
dictionary. Hell yeah. So, are you guys able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
Ooh. Challenging in what way? Like challenging in writing it, or like emotionally?
It could be both. It could also be just kind of like unnatural disasters that happen. Like, oh, our studio flooded. Fuck, this is
Yeah.
gonna delay
Right.
us. Like
we
that
have,
type of stuff.
A lot of bands hone in on like the recording aspect with this question, but
Yep.
it's open
Yeah.
to interpretation.
Capo One is
Yeah.
terrible. I hate
Unmute.
Capo. We have a lot of Capo One songs.
I think
That
isn't
was
it just?
difficult.
I think Mirror is the only
I
song
think
with
it's
Cable
Mirror
One,
Guy,
but
but-
it's Mirror and it's in a different tuning. Like it's not in
Oh.
standard. So
Yeah,
I
I
know
just
that
tuned
caused
up
a
the
bunch
guitars.
of problems. Yeah.
I just tuned up the guitars a half a step instead of using Capo One because it was like not the intonation was never like right. And that's also why I recorded it 4 times.
I just remembered when
That's
I
adding
listened to
up
the
now.
demo the first time, it sounded like farts. Like it was
Yeah.
so the demo was so rough because of that.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, other than that, I mean the distance is always a challenge for us.
Yeah.
We make it work, but that certainly contributed to it.
Absolutely. So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
I'm grabbing a V8 and a Slim Jim.
Oh,
Hell
in
yeah.
all the food groups. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I see
don't-
that shit. Hell yeah.
I don't have like a snack of choice, but I have like a formula. I get like a salty, a chocolate sweet, and a sour sweet.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's beautiful. Hell yeah.
I get like a gallon of Diet Coke and then like usually like some sort of salty snack, like salt and vinegar chips, dill pickle chips, that sort of
the
vibe.
dill pickle chips. You're speaking to me with that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Shane's gonna pipe up when you say that shit.
Yeah.
With me, it's funny because I will like I definitely go for Diet Coke a lot more than I should. I try to like supplement it with a tea. If I don't drink pop, I'm drinking tea.
Okay.
But with snacks, I love like muffins. I don't know why, but like those packaged,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the little
blueberry-
bites.
yeah. Like they kind of have that texture. I
Yeah.
don't know why. A lot of people hate it, but I love it.
It's
So,
so good.
like, it is. I agree. So I get that. sometimes I love like gummy candy, specifically gummy sharks. I love like, I don't know why, it's like the raspberry flavor or something, or not raspberry, whatever it is. I don't know. It's fake flavor
Blue.
anyway.
Yeah.
Blue flavor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have a
that's like
fun
kind of-
fact that I want to interject. I'm sorry.
No, interject. I'm intrigued.
The blueberries in a lot of like blueberry muffins, like grocery store, like the Little Bite muffins, are actually carrots that they dye blue.
Really?
Throw into
What?
those. Yeah.
So you're
That's
telling
like
me
a
if I eat a grocery store muffin, I'm hitting my veggie food group for the day?
You're on to something
I
there.
think so.
You're fucking onto
You still gotta get your fruits though.
True.
As I'm saying this, I'm like, did I make this up? But I'm so sure that I read that like they use carrots instead of real blueberries.
Well, you heard it
I
here.
don't know.
You heard it
I
here
think Gloria's
first.
fact checking you.
Let's see.
Carrot instead of blueberry muffin.
That's literally what I typed in.
It's like carrot cake. Dude, so they just put like blueberry flavoring?
I think
Is
so. And it might have been more of a thing in the early 2000s. when
Sure,
people were
sure.
just like, I want to know
Possibly.
exactly what's in my food.
I don't
Um,
see anything proving this correct. I feel
Okay,
awful. I
maybe
wanted
I
this
just
to be
made it
real
up.
so bad.
No.
I
I'm just
wanted this to be
lying.
real.
I believe you,
Lean-
Lean. It's
Lean
okay.
is just making stuff up for the
for entertainment purposes.
Oh my
For the
God.
views.
I just wanted to see if I could convince y'all.
Dude, and you had me. You still kind of had me. I'm still like, I'm gonna.
I know.
give him a
I'm
double
never
look.
gonna look at those muffins the same. I might.
That's
Yeah.
like
I'm convinced I'm hitting my veggie food groups now. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's all I need. So, on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Such a good question.
Thank you.
I personally think like a charcuterie board. I do like it, like if I guess this would be more like if our album Growing in Strange Places was a food, it would be a charcuterie board for sure because there's like a little bit of everything.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, sure.
I like that.
Everyone's in agreement.
Hey, I'm gonna have to
Answer.
second. I'm gonna have to second B on that. That's like
Yeah.
I agree.
us and
Charcuterie.
Sounds good.
A good
yeah.
charcuterie board, you
Love
know.
the charcuterie board. That's exactly what came to my head, but I'm like, I can't let the intrusive thought win on that one. So for the last couple of questions, going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
I've always wanted to be asked this question, and yet I don't have an answer prepared.
Oh,
Didn't we
what
ask
the
you
feel
this
like-
question like less than a year
You know
ago?
Maybe you did, actually.
That's crazy.
I feel like ultimately it would be some version of a charcuterie board. I'm a big lover of like a snack plate. Big olive guy, big pickle guy.
Mhm.
And then for a drink, I would probably want some like stupid mocktail thing as I'm currently drinking. I love a stupid fake like fake alcoholic beverage.
They taste better. They taste better.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so delicious.
Absolutely.
I think mine would be honestly, I would just be like, can I get just like a big fat steak, a rack of ribs, and like a Guinness or something like that. That like just like a really like meaty, like hearty beer. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds good to me.
Yeah,
If I'm
hell
about
yeah.
to die, that's what I want.
All right.
Why the fuck not? Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like I honestly would probably just get the largest quantity of pizza that they would give me.
I was
And
literally about to be
also-
like,
and
Casey's
also
pizza.
beer, like a variety 6-pack of beer and like 4 pizzas. And then I would probably, they wouldn't even have to like do
Kill
it to
you.
me. I would do it to myself at that point.
Yeah.
Not on your own terms.
Fair enough.
End my
Before
misery.
I think for me, maybe it's just because I've been there recently, but there's like a small like dive bar by my house, and they do something called the olive burger, and it's like a burger with like green olives and sour cream, with like their crinkle cut fries.
Was that the place we were
And-
at?
Yeah, Sandy's.
Yeah.
And then like maybe like a blue moon with like of course the orange slice on the glass.
Nice. All right.
Hell
There you
yeah.
go, B.
Awesome. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Green.
Green.
What'd you say, Abe?
Green.
Oh, so two
Green?
greens. Okay.
Y'all gonna hate me when I say this. I've been
What
really
is it?
enjoying green lately.
I thought you were gonna say
Oh
you
my
liked
God.
yellow.
Paige, it's all on you.
I
Well,
did. Yellow was
I
was
hate to
there
be
for
that
a
person
moment.
because I'm in a really annoying outfit for the thing I'm about to say, but my favorite color is yellow.
Hell yeah. Yellow's my favorite color too. It's okay. Solidarity. We're good.
Thank you, I
Okay.
appreciate it, but I think it's a little ridiculous. Like, hey, look, it's a guy in all yellow outfit saying like yellow.
Like yellow.
But
Are your
yeah,
pants
Remember what this
yellow?
person's favorite color is.
Likely thing for them to say.
So, as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys like to plug?
Our record. Go listen to it. It's out
Yep,
in like a few hours.
mm-hmm.
Probably already by the time you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be on tour October 10th through
Mhm.
October 25th.
Yes.
Hitting the East Coast and Toronto, Canada.
Oh.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you, silence, guys. And thank you. I'm sorry. And we have been the Good Noise Podcast.